Look around! So many ways to kill you. I command you to die! Don't bring that trash over here. You're going to die looking like that? You are right to fear my greatness.
Hey guys, welcome back. We are playing Qiyana today, and that is because there's a new build that Beifeng, the best Qiyana world, has been using. And it's the BRUISER QIYANA build, and you can actually go for this build because the BRUISER items are so OP right now. We're gonna go into items like the gold ringer and the cleaver, and then we also get some lethality items like the serpent's fang because it's so OP. So it's a mix of BRUISER and lethality. So the learning phase is pretty much the same, like with the normal assassin Qiyana. You're looking for that level 3. But since we're playing against the Katarina, then we can also play aggressive from level 1. We just want to make sure that we get that empowered passive off. And then level 2 you can poke like this, guys. Make sure that you're using 2 different elements, so you get that bonus damage off once again. Start off with the river one, so they get CC'd, and then you can follow up with the earth enchantment. That's some really good poke we have going on right here. That's actually perfect. And then once you get level 3, that's why you start looking for stuff. Just keep picking up that river element. If you're playing against the Lucian or Tristana or something, then you can go for the brush element, because that gives you that invisibility, so it allows you to go in and damage them, and then they will not be able to damage you back. Just looking for short trades. Now she's low HP, and then that's when you can go all in. Just make sure that you have enough mana, that all your cooldowns are up. Now Katarina, when you go all in on against a Katarina, you want to make sure that she does not have minions behind her that she can E to. Keep that in mind, wait for it to overextend, and then you just run her down. So we are running Conqueror because this is the BRUISER QIYANA build, so of course that has better synergy than Electrocute, but you can also go for Electrocute if you want to. Don't just keep pushing here. Of course, presence of mind feels insanely good, so you can go for these extended fights and get some mana back once you get a takedown. Don't just keep going in a fight. Use the earth enchantment as the last one when you want to push, because it deals bonus damage to low HP targets, so it's good for executing. So that's why you always want to keep it as the last part of your damage. Even though we are going for BRUISER QIYANA, we still want this serrated dirk as the first component because it's so OP. It gives you the biggest power spike, so you always want to get this as your first no matter what, okay? You get this item, and then you can build into the gold ringer. So always get the serrated dirk first, and then you can also get the serpent's fang first if they have a lot of shields, but they don't have that just yet, because they will get that later on, but not right now. So we go for the dirk first, and then we go for gold ringer, and then we can go for serpent's fang if you want to. We almost got level 6, and Katarina is roaming topside. That is what they do. That is also something we can do, but we're also gonna lane properly so we don't lose all of the yeah, so they trade a 1-for-1 top, so that's actually fine. We can just pull off a roam topside because the Katarina is staying. And it's obvious that she's going to E to the minions, guys, so that's why you always want to keep an eye on the minion wave and see how close it is to her, so you can predict her E, and then you can still follow up without having to waste your flash. And just keep pushing. So Aurelia is a bit troublesome for the Qiyana because she has damage reduction on her W and she has a ton of sustain as well. So she will always be very difficult for you to deal with if you're fighting her alone. She should be able to win most of the time. Especially as you get to more items where your Aurelia's W damage reduction becomes so annoying that you barely deal any damage.
Soon to be mud. Everyone, future Empress is leaving the fight. Okay, carry on. I claim this land for Isha. I will claim this land for Isha. We should throw a feast.
Now there's a fight going on both sides, sucks a bit. So the thing is, you can do really well in the team fight, but you want to make sure that you have your ultimate up, because that is the deciding factor in a team fight. You can hit multiple opponents when they're trying to do the objectives, you know, when they try to do the dragon or something, and when they stack up, that's why you can use the ultimate and get a really good damage off, and then maybe even assassinate them. We do have the components towards the Gordringer. That's of course great. That's gonna give us a bit more damage as well, because it's a pure damaging component, so that of course works great with the assassination playstyle of Qiyana. We got that kill onto Ash, so that's also great. So we got something for that roam. That's what you want to make sure that you do if you roam, that you actually get something out of it. Even if you don't get a kill, you can get a summoner, or you can also take the minions, or at least get the XP, so you don't fall behind, and then you can just go back to lane and keep farming. So this wave is in a bad spot, so we need to fix that as well. Because if we didn't get the kill, then we would have lost a lot right here, because our minions are destroying theirs, and they will get a massive wave.
Try their best. That is what is so sad.
So Katarina does not want to lane against us, so that's why we ended up against Aurelia, and that is not something we can fight. So the only thing we have to do is just AFK push, and then we just roam. Just roam the entire game, and if she storms us off from CS, then we just leave that and just roam. That ultimate was a bit unfortunate. Just waited a bit, because of course if you use it straight into a wall, then they can see that area of effect before the damage comes off, and that's of course is not very optimal. So I could have saved it here and then waited until they were within range, and then I could push them into a wall. That would have been better, and that would have been a triple kill as well.
No crushing. That was merely a squeeze.
It was a bit unfortunate he did not hit that, but he also did not have ultimate up, so he might have died as well. Just gonna keep going mid, remember to farm as well. We're against Aurelia now, don't forget that, so that means that we are not looking to go for kills anymore, unless a Mumu comes, because we are not able to do much in a 1 versus 1, so just look to push as fast as possible. You can use that whip active for a little bit of extra damage when you want to push. And then just look to roam, guys, find kills all over the map. Check out this blast cone here, so if Olaf, for example, decided to gank them after a recall, then you will not be able to get a free path down.
Talent for an element? Perhaps I could throw some at them.
We just have to stay back here. Already that's gonna destroy us. We also don't have the ultimate up, so we can't do much. So just have to roam, guys. That's all you can do. You get kills from roams, and then eventually you'll be able to do stuff against the Aurelia as well. The EQ is a guaranteed combo because the E will make it so your Q automatically aims towards the target you're Eing, so you don't have to aim the Q yourself. You have to use your Q while you're mid-air of your E. I don't know why it's like that, but they made it so it's super easy to hit your Q, so it's almost impossible to miss it if you use it this way, so make sure to do that as well. If you saw these minions surviving like 1 HP, that's why the whip, the component active comes in, so you can finish them off as well instead of wasting time having to auto attack each of them, so it does help a little bit with the wave clear. We got 1 tower plate, luckily it did survive for like 1 HP, so we could get it on this run, so that's perfect. Use that whip to clear that out with. That gave us some extra bit of time, so if there's somewhere to roam, then we can do that as well. We don't have the ultimate up yet, but you don't always need it. If there's just a single target, then you don't need the ultimate. But if there's a team fight going on, then you definitely need it. So he took down the flash of the AD carry, so that's great. So the next roam should be free for us. Just have to go mid again because the Aurelia is pushing really fast. It's OB champ, so it is to be expected, so we just have to go mid, and the ultimate is almost up as well. Olaf coming in with the Herald. He's gonna place it mid. So we had to use the ultimate right here, otherwise we could risk getting dove, because Olaf's ultimate is gonna block out the CC from our ultimate, right, because he's immune to CC, he cannot be disabled, so he's just gonna run straight through it, and we ended up dying, so I get another tower. So actually at this point they don't have a lot of shields, so Ashe will get shield with the bow. We don't really need that just yet, we can get it as the next item. The gold ringer gives a bigger power spike. Ashe does have the shield bow right now, but they're not really that tanky, right? So we can do with the damage from the gold ringer, and then also the sustain we get, because with this playstyle we are stronger in extended fights as well, because we have Conqueror, we also have the gold ringer that's gonna help out a lot. Especially when we're low HP, that's why it really kicks in, and same goes for that rune we have in the precision tree, the last stand. So when I'm the first one to engage, I like to use the green element, the brush enchantment, if I don't have the ultimate up, because then I can go in, but they will not be able to focus me down, because I will be invisible. That's great to get some guaranteed damage off without taking any damage in return. But if I have the ultimate up, then I just go in with the river enchantment, CC them, and then hopefully knock them into a wall with the ult. Just poking the Olaf right here, guys. Try to will them down. Because we have the double buff, right, so we can afford to spam the abilities. You can see that gold ringer active really help keeping us alive. We got that really nice heal, so we actually were way more tanky than they expected. If this was Assassin Qiyana, we would have died right now. The playstyle is the same as the normal Qiyana. Almost. You can do better in extended fights though. You don't have the same one-shot potential as you do with full Assassin Qiyana. you have a lot of burst damage still, but you also have better extended fighting potential. Now we have a lot of gold, so we can go ahead and recall and get the next finished item that we want to, and that's gonna be the Serpent's Fang. This is gonna completely deny shield bow, because the shield, she'll have a much worse shield, and then once the tankier players on that team get Sterak's Gauge, that also gives them a shield, and that is also going to get denied. So you get a lot of value from this Serpent's Fang alone if they have a lot of shielding, guys. So make sure that you get this on AD assassins if they have that. We're just taking kills here and there, so that's perfect. Getting onto the assassins.
My feet cannot step where lesser beings have tread.
We're just looking for dive bottom side. There's also something you can do on the Qiyana, especially with your ultimate up. They took out the Rom ultimate, so now they don't have anything up. And this is a really nice way to use your ultimate if you know that they're trapped in the bottom side of the tower. Then you can use it this way. Otherwise you can also engage with the river enchantment into the ult and then knock them into the walls.
The envy of my sisters. Let's see. What can someone do for me?
Next item is going to be the cleaver. That is another bruise item. Bruise items are just OP right now, so might as well build it. And this Olaf misclicked his ultimate, so there's that. Cleaver is gonna give us some really nice hammer pin. Of course, they have three tanky members. They have the Aurelia, they have the Olaf, they have the Brom. Hammer pin is gonna be nice, and then we can also get the Cerulean Grudge at the end if we need even more, right? Because Cleaver helps a bit more in extended fights, and that's what we are going for with this build. That was 2 earth elements, that's why he did not take that much damage. Or you can also go for anti-healing, because they have so much sustain actually. That's also perfectly fine, so you can get anti-healing right now, and then you can go for the cleaver afterwards, if you want to. If they have healing, make sure that you get anti-healing items. Because there's so much healing this meta, guys. Just by getting that anti-healing item, you're actually denying a lot from the enemy team, and that can really make a difference in fights. Just try to get a flanking position in the mid game here. Don't have to go in from the front, you just look for the AD carry and all the carries that you can assassinate, so you go in from the back and then get an EQ off with the river enchantment into the ultimate, and then finish off with the earth enchantment. So we didn't go all in right here because we didn't see the rest of his team, so we did not know who was there and who wasn't, and then we could have risked dying because he's also a lot tankier, so we can't really one-shot him. So we'll be in an extended fight, and that's gonna give him some time for his team to catch up.
Your turret has been destroyed.
That was really close, and that's why the healing from the God Ring is really nice, but as I said earlier on, this is how you use the brush enchantment. If they can kill you in a 1 versus 1 and you just want to slowly whittle them down, then you can use that enchantment, stay invisible, so they can't trade back. They're gonna use that green enchantment to buy yourself some time so your cooldowns come back up. And that's what allowed us to save right here, because if I used anything else, then I would have died. Because as you know, if you go in The moment you go in a fight, then people will focus you down because you're playing an AD assassin, so they'll automatically aim at you, focus you down with everything they have, so that's why the green one is really useful. So you can deal damage, stay invisible, and then buy yourself some time to get your cooldowns back up, and then you can re-engage.
We should throw a feast for you. But we'll need something to celebrate. I know. Let us rock.
We're gonna find the Katarina right here, taking the other path. We do have the cleaver. We can still pretty much one-shot people with this combo, so that's totally fine. We got the cleaver as well, so the armor pen is coming in. But as you can see, they are healing for quite a lot, right? Even though we won this fight, they're still healing a lot, so that's why we want anti-healing as well. So the next item will be the anti-healing. That also gives us some HP, so we're gonna become even tankier. We had 2.5k HP right now, so we are a lot tankier than what people expect, while still having a lot of damage as well.
Those who find Ishtar do not live to speak of it.
Also remember that while you're in your Q invisibility, then you can still take different elements with your W without it removing your stealth. Very important to know because it's something you do all the time. So keep that in mind. That's gonna be pretty useful once you are in a fight and you want to surprise people because they can't see which element you're picking up since you're invisible, so you can often surprise them.
Bleed on me, I'll kill you with death.
Be like this if you don't want them to trade back. Especially useful when you play against auto attack reliant champions like the Aurelia, because most of the damage comes from auto attacking, and since you're invisible, then she will not be able to do anything. So the green one is really useful.
Savoring blade one more time.
I'm going for the Baron right now because their team is down, the Aurelia is down, Katarina's coming up soon, but that's pretty much all they have. So we just have to take the objective, and then we can use that to break open the base with, and then end it from there.
When I return, they better have a statue of me.
They got the Chimpunk, so we got the anti-healing because they have so much healing. They have double sustain in the jungle and top lane. Then the AD carry also has the shield bow, so that's also some healing. And then
That's no talent.
Katarina also heals for a little bit, it's not too much, but it's gonna deny all of that, so it's a really good purchase right now.
I know what they are thinking.
So mid side is down, nothing to do there anymore, so we can just go bot.
Line of her sisters. I can't believe she's
You
not.
see Olaf has a ton of healing, Aurelia has insane amount of healing, double healing items, and then her Q also heals, right? So by having this anti-healing item, we are denying a lot, so we avoid what happened in the earlier fights where she almost survived and killed us because she got to heal for so much. So this is huge, especially when you play Qiyana, because you have AoE damage, so you get to proc that anti-healing onto multiple people. That's really good to get this anti-healing, guys. We almost have 3k HP. We can survive, we can tank more damage and also survive and still have a lot of damage at the same time. So this is good if you play, against tanky opponents. Like the Aurelia, Olaf, and even if you have a Diana mid or something, because you're not going to one-shot them. So you might as well have some extra tankiness and still keep a lot of your damage so you can survive and potentially trade back. But that was it. Hope this was helpful. As always, see y'all in the next one.